Hi, Sandy. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Danielle.
You guys pop in. We weren't sure how many people to expect because I know we're threading the needle here for TGBE. So right now, if you're a member of the Great Beat Extravaganza, you just got done watching Softflex. So thanks for joining us here. And then right after here, we're just going to send you right over to Neil. Guess he's live right after us.
Well, so we're gonna be doing this short and sweet.
Yes, exactly. And so I was thinking, hey, let's dive right in. We're here to answer questions about how to do Carol's fall
Hi,
bracelet.
Ruth.
Hey, Ruth. And so I have a sample ready to go that is stitched full length for finishing. And then we're going to show you how to create the little component, which is made with leather and a silk wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And super easy. So the part that we figure everybody already knows is how to do the even count peyote stitch. And if you're looking for this pattern, Carol created the pattern and it is already on the website. If you go to DanielleWicksJewelry.com. Sorry, I have a little cold, so my voice is really weird today. Anyway, it's right there on the website. You can just find it in the celebration mix. Hey, Linda. Hey, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Celia.
Hi, Beth.
So if you don't already have this, it's downloadable. You can find this right there on the page for the tutorials. And all I've done so far is I did even count peyote and I just stitched it right up. And now it's ready for the fun part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's dive in.
Let's dive in. So should I make my screen? How should I do this? I can go.
Yeah, I think you should make it bigger so they can really see what you're doing.
Okay, I can do that and then have this one be the big one. What do you think of that? Let me know, guys, if you want me to make this the big screen. I can cover the whole screen with it if that's better. But it's leather and I feel like it's easy to see. So one cool thing I wanted to point out is this. So this is the finished stage. But the stage that's right before that, you get something kind of like this, and it's completely adjustable. See how you can...
Danielle, can you bring that down a little bit? Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm actually going to push this up a little bit, and I'm going to... There we go. Hang on a second. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Can you show the how adjustable is? Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
It's so cool. And you could do that while you're wearing it even, but we trim it. So once it's trimmed, not as easy, but I mean, you could leave the little things on there and do that too. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So that's what we're going to show you how to do today and then how to stitch it on. And so I think I'll just dive in. I'll explain the leather. So, and the cord. So the cord I'm using is a regular Ceylon. I got this cord from beadshop.com. And I believe this is their color olive. And then your cord, you said you had in your stash for a while, and yours was like a golden, butterscotchy golden.
Yeah, this was the one I used.
Just like what I've got there, but in a beautiful gold. And so anything like that's going to work. My leather is 1.5 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I demoed with on those. And what I did is I didn't actually cut my leather because I wasn't sure how long I needed. And so I worked from the spool and from my bundle of leather and trimmed it kind of after I made it, which it makes it kind of hard to weave around, but it's worth it because it saves you a little bit of your materials. So that's what I did. And then I just fold over one end. So just kind of like that. And then take the other end and just bring it over. So you're basically just crossing the pieces of leather like that. Right?
Right. Yep. Yeah, basically you're just making two loops.
And then not even really worrying about their shape right now, right? Because we can adjust it at the end. And so that's all you got to do for now is just bring that all into a center point and just kind of hold it. Then I'll take the spool here and make a loop with that by just folding it over and hold that loop in position against the work, leaving that little tail accessible over here. And then I'll take the spool here and start wrapping around. Oops. Make sure you hold on to your loop. And then you just want to start wrapping. And you said it was important to wrap toward your loop, right?
Yes, that's what I did. So You just make sure that you're holding, like Danielle is showing, hold everything really tight in the middle. And then as you start wrapping your seal-on, start from bottom towards the the loop that you have with the thread.
So I'm just bringing it all in this direction. So I want to go around in this direction. And I'm moving my spool just to kind of tag along with what I'm doing.
And one thing too to keep in mind, as you are wrapping with the seal-on, make sure that you're keeping it really, really tight.
Is mine tight enough, you think?
Oh yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
And then just wrap till your heart's content, right? Just until
Yeah.
you feel like you've got a nice, nice good loop there.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, just bringing this over. Whoop. Sorry. Keeping it really tight.
Yep.
Because once I let go, it's going to go and just like flutter like a butterfly, like that.
Yeah, right. And this happens, but that's why
Yeah.
you wanna make sure that you keep it really tight.
And I'm
And
going
you,
to cut it free really quick so I can save what I've done. There we go. A little easier if you cut it free, to be honest. The whole thing I was
Mhm.
doing with school, I don't need to keep doing that now. Right. Okay, I'm going to take a look at it on that side, make sure everything stayed tight on that side. So everything looks good
Yep,
there.
it looks really nice.
I was able to rescue that one.
Mm.
And so this one you did bring through the loop.
Yes.
Okay. And then back here on this side, there's that little tail we left. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to pull that through, give this another little extra tighten there, and then pull this really hard. And it'll bring the loop through.
Yep.
There we go.
Keep
I
going down.
kind of felt it slide in there. And I could even pull both of them now, both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really tight now. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
So I just need to get some of that gold you've got. I looked in my stash, and the closest thing I had to something that bright and amazing was I have an orange, but I didn't use orange in this colorway, so I'm going to save that for the next one I make.
Yeah, that green that you're using is really pretty too. It goes perfect with the bracelet.
Yeah, I think it looks nice. It's a little muted, but I liked it with this, so
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It goes really good. All right, and so um, from here, I'm going to go ahead and trim my leather and set that aside. And then I'll trim these ends. Oh, Lori says she's watching from the airport. Hey,
Oh, hey, Lori. Hi, Kimberly.
hey,
Hi,
Donna's here.
Ken.
Debbie's here.
David, Donna, thank you guys for joining.
Yeah, thank you. And so, which order do you think I should? So, should I cut the? So from here,
Mm-hmm.
you can adjust the leather, or you can go ahead and finish these ends. Do you think finishing these ends first was the way you did it? Or
Yes, I think I did, so that they will be out of my way.
okay, yeah. So
Yep.
let's do that. So I'm going to trim one side, and I'm
And I
trimming it.
burned
I'm
them.
leaving
I
a
burned them
little-
too. I burned the thread. Yep.
Yeah, so you want to leave a little little tiny little bit like that, and then get your thread burner. And I'm gonna go ahead and just bring it forward, kind of fluff it forward a little, and then just burn it.
Hi, Susan.
So you see how it got a little bit singed there?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do the same thing on this side. And leave a little fluffy tail there that I can burn.
Great.
All right.
Very
And the
nice.
cool thing about this is you can adjust it still. You can pull those loops and move them if you need to. I need a little more strength to do that, though. Yeah. I must have really done a tight job on that one. My other one slid a lot easier. But so
Hi,
they're
Tanya.
tight.
Oh, let
What
me check.
wanna over tighten, but you can really, really adjust the size of these loops now, and so now I see why. Oh, hey, thanks. Thank you, Tana. Yeah, I love these earrings. They were really fun. And this tutorial is both parts 1 and 2 are up now on the YouTube channel. I think that was the first one there, the one I held up. But yeah, so this is ready to go. So from here, um, did you stitch it on or trim it first, your leather? Or
Um,
piece
I
it?
think what I did is trim it. Yep.
Okay, so we wanna test the button.
Mm-hmm.
So test your button, and this is so nice, guys, because you can adjust perfect for your button. And once you know you've got it really good, then you can go ahead and trim this side. Okay, so that's my button side. Now this is gonna be the side that's gonna go over my bracelet. So I know it's gonna need to be at least a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, you want to measure your bracelet too. Make sure that it fits there.
And let's get the, whoop, move that over. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
you
get,
want to make sure that the loop is big enough to make the bracelet flat, right? Because if it's too small, the bracelet is gonna be that part of that end of the bracelet is gonna be all like just crunched up. So you want to make
yeah,
sure the loop is big enough to make it nice and flat.
here, I'm gonna try to make it lower. Is that better? Feels like it's
Yeah,
better.
that's good.
Okay, cool. So I want to get this to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. So through that. And so in this case, I'm going to feed my needle through it. So
Yeah.
I've still got my thread on there. Bring that through and fold that over like this. And then
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and stitch it down and then do the adjustment, would you say?
Um, yeah. You can do that. You can do it that way too. Right. It works.
I kind of serendipitously got these to line up. I don't know why that makes me so
Yeah, that's
happy,
awesome.
but it kind of does. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to stitch it just like that. Okay, so here is my needle. And all right, so this is a zipper stitch. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the end of the bracelet where I left it off. So I'm going to go through the bead in the main body of the piece and go through the next bead that's on the folded over part. Then I'll go back to the main piece and go through a corresponding bead there. So this is like how you make a ring, right? The same way you make a ring. We're just zipper stitching by treating the up bead as the last bead on this row.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go. Perfect zipper stitch right there.
Yep.
I
Yep.
made a little
Really
pyramid,
nice. It looks perfect.
and it makes my whole day. And so I'm gonna go down through this next one here and reinforce it, and then weave in, and that's all I gotta do, right?
Yep, exactly.
I usually reinforce these pretty strongly. Do you do that?
I do that too. Yep.
'Cause I don't want them to
I usually go, I mean, once once to go through the first zip, and then second to reinforce, and a third one.
Yeah,
I try to make it just to make sure that it's not gonna come apart.
that's a good thing to think about, is you want this to be really strong because this
Mhm.
is gonna be the spot that bears the weight of when you're doing your closure.
Mhm. Yep.
So I went through that twice just now, and now what I'll do is just kinda get out of the way a little bit and do
Mhm.
a standard weave in just by going through some beads. So I'll go through.
Hi, Cindy. Ah, thank you so much. He loves the design. Let me put it right there.
There it is. Okay. And I'm gonna just quickly trim this now. I feel like I've weaved in enough. Do you think so? I feel
Yeah,
like
I
it's
think so.
really good. I'm
Yep.
gonna give it a spin here, and then what I do before I trim is I'll just go through a bunch of beads. And so kind of on this side.
Mhm.
Go through a bunch of those, and I'm gonna go ahead and trim that. Okay. All right. So now all I have left to do is kind of adjust this to fit snugly.
Right. Yep.
And so to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull on it a little bit, bravely. and it did this kind of, like, side thing. So you said you had a really special way that you did like a
Yeah, so yeah, that if it goes like that, that tells you right there that the loop is too small, right?
oh, okay.
You want to make sure the loop is just big enough to hold the width of the bracelet, and also just you play with the leather just like you did, Danielle, to make it
Yeah,
flat, like that side of the
like
leather that is like now covered by the bracelet is flat. You want to make sure that it's kind of flat like it is right now. So that looks really nice. And in the middle, you want to make sure that is everything is centered, just like
oh,
Danielle has it.
oh, yay.
Yep.
So that's how you did it. You got
Yep.
it to
That's
be
exactly how I did it.
you kind of, like, made the leather, formed it a little bit, like, kinda like you
Yep. You shape it the way you need it to, just so that it looks nice and is not hugging the bracelet so tight that the bracelet starts, like just losing its shape.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. So I can trim it. Do you think I should trim it, where it is, or is it good, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm looking at it on my big screen over here, so if you guys see me looking that way, that's what I'm doing. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and bravely trim it, guys.
There you go.
Alright, and so just testing my button one more time because 'cause I'm a button tester. Perfect, I can get that through really nicely, and I've got a charm right here. Did you do the button? You probably did the button first before you did your charm.
I don't remember really. I think you can put the charm now, because once
Yeah,
you put the charm, that side is completed and you can move on to your
okay.
button.
So I took an owl and put it on a head pin, formed a wrapped loop, and then I have a little jump ring on there, and I'm just gonna open that jump ring, and I'm gonna attach it to the leather
Mhm.
that's next to the bracelet, and then just close that nice and gently, and I got a charm.
Perfect. We have a question here
Mhm.
from Kimberly. She wants to know if we will add glue. Yes, you can if you want to. I don't think I did it specifically on this bracelet, but you can definitely do that on your silk wrap.
Yeah, I think so too. You could I mean, if you put a little dot of glue, even like fabric glue, but the one thing I wanted to mention is we did burn it. We did burn it,
Mhm.
and you can see my burn there. Look how, like, singy that is. But then the leather does move. So maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
After you've done all these adjustments, you can go ahead and, like, do the, what's it called? How would you get the glue in there? I guess that's why I'm stuttering a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I will have to use this one right here.
Yeah, you would use hypo because that would kinda,
Yeah,
like, you could
eyebrow, because
get
it
that
has the needle. So I will just put the needle like right in there.
okay.
And just put some glue.
I mean, I'm gonna admit, honestly, I'm a rebel and I might just wear it like this, but I can be your tester and I'll tell you if it comes loose when I'm wearing it.
Okay, there you go.
You've been wearing yours, you didn't glue yours, right? Like,
Yeah,
the
there you
yeah, so I feel like it will work, but I think it can't hurt to put the glue, so why not, like, put the glue and see, and, um, especially maybe, yeah, if you're selling it too.
Yes, that's a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah, I think the added glue doesn't hurt. Um, it will definitely, give you peace of mind if you're gonna
Yeah,
sell your piece. So yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
that's a good point. That's a very good point. Alright, so I have it ready except for I need a button. I need a button on the sides, so I'm very curious how you did your button. I have a way that I do them, but I don't know if it's the way. I sound like the Mandalorian. And so, let's see. Alright, so it looks like I think what you did, I'm guessing, is you put it on top because it looks like in your picture that you can see some of the bracelet on both sides of the button a little bit, and
Yes.
when you wear it, it closes over.
Yes, that's exactly what I did. And the reason why I did that, and I didn't like try to um weave like around the button. Like the way I did it is because I needed the space between the bracelet
Mhm.
and the button for the leather. So you don't want to make it super flat or super flush because
Mhm.
then your leather is not going to fit. So
Oh, yeah.
that's why you need to have the button right on top of, I don't know if you can see it there.
Let me see.
Um,
So,
right
like, I'm
on top.
pretending that, like, I'm putting it on now.
Yep.
Oops, I wish it would stay there, though, sorry. Okay, so like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So, like, you want it to be like that.
Exactly.
So I should kinda put my button, like, there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me weave to get to that spot. I got a pretty good idea of where that was. It's kinda like that brown bead right there. So I'm just gonna aim over that direction.
Yeah, while you're doing that, Kaliti had a question. Can you glue the leather together first? Let dry, then silk wrap.
Mm,
Um, if you glue the leather first and then do the silk wrap, uh, I hmm, I guess you could do it, but it's not gonna. Once you wanna adjust the leather, you may not be able to do that because if you're gonna let the glue completely dry, then it's just you're not gonna be able to adjust the leather to make sure that you have the right size for your button
yeah.
and for your bracelet. So that may be a challenge.
Yeah, that's true. I guess in that case, you'd have to make sure that you're happy with the loop sizes
This
first,
size, right?
but you could always kinda just, like, measure and figure that out, and then like, I guess I think what I would do, because I would my question is, like, how would I get the leather to stay in position while it was gluing? Because I feel like it would
Well, that's true. Right, right.
you'd have
Yeah.
to either tie it down with just maybe 1 strand or use some clamp,
Hmm.
maybe some clips or like, I get these from beadshop.com.
Hmm.
These are cool, maybe something like that. I use them for macrame, but that would work. And then your glue could dry, and then you could come along and then make your silk wrap easier. Yeah, I mean, that would work.
I mean, yeah, you could try it.
Yeah. I'm always like, so excited at this stage, or I just wanna finish my bracelet. I'm always kinda like going to be slightly impatient maybe. But
Let's see. We have another question, Donna. Do you put? Let me put it here. Um, do you put a seat bead on prior to the button for additional height? I didn't do that. I just use the button, um, the what is that? The loop in the
the
button.
loop.
I use that as it's actually perfect for the 1.5 millimeter leather. You wouldn't need extra height.
Oh, I see, and you by that height, you mean so for example, when you lay this leather across it, that height is good.
It's perfect. Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
So you didn't add a seed bead, otherwise you'd have a lot of height there, and it
Right.
might make your
Yes.
your button would lay from side to side. So I'm gonna go straight to the button from here. I've exited from but yeah, I had that same question because I started getting out seed beads and I realized, "Oh, I don't need those, do I?" Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go ahead and string it on, and I just kind of exited from what looks to me like 4 rows back from the up bead in that case,
Hmm.
4 beads back from the up bead, and then I'll string the button on there,
Yep.
and then just gonna go around the bead. Yeah,
Yep.
yes,
Just like that.
but just 1 bead like that, and then maybe reinforce it from a couple different directions, like maybe exiting out of that adjacent brown bead,
Yes, yes. I definitely did a lot of reinforcing for the button.
and at this point, it's gonna be a little tough to see, but you can see how it's just coming right up against the bead there, and
Hmm.
so I'll go through the button again. Right now, it's a little easy to loosen up. Um,
Yeah, the more you weave in and you reinforce the button and you
there we
go through your beads and then the button again, it'll start getting stiffer and stiffer. And you want to make sure that you have that so that, it's secured.
there we go. I can show it pretty well now. So it's getting
Hmm.
that's working. Yeah, I'm gonna do that just, like, maybe 3 more times. I don't know. and then I'll go from the different directions. So my thinking is
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it really locked in to this green bead that I'm exiting from, and then I'll weave to exit from the brown bead in the opposite direction
Yep.
and go through it from that direction too.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So
definitely wanna go from go through the button from different directions because that's going to help the button to stay in place and not to move too much, because the more the button moves, the more the thread will get, I guess, it will loosen up, with
yeah, good point, 'cause it's gonna get, what's it called, the more motion, you'll get more wear,
time. Exactly.
and also all the pressure of this button is currently, at least the way I have it at the moment, is currently stressing out just one seed bead.
Yeah, I see
See,
it there.
it's one. So now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna weave around. Um, I think I'm gonna go up through this bead. My goal is to actually be headed out of that same bead I just went through, but in the other direction. So I'm gonna go through the next one here, and
Hmm.
then I'll just head back. There we go. So now see I'm getting through the brown bead here. That was my goal. And I'll go through the button now. And maybe from this side, I'll pick that green bead. And so now I've got 3 beads bearing the weight of it.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna do that one more time. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I like it.
Yeah, and you'll start noticing that the button is not moving as much as it was at the beginning of, when you were first
Yeah,
weaving.
it's really, and so I'm even gonna head it through this green bead here. Hopefully this focus is good for you guys, and go through the button. Now I can't remember how many passes I've done through the button, but oops, that one leapt over it. Hang on. Trying to escape. There we go. I got it. And at this point, I feel like I could maybe weave in too. Okay, what do we think?
Yeah, how does the button feel? Do you feel it like it's good? It's pretty strong?
Seems pretty strong to me.
Okay.
I also like how this closure to me seems really clean. Like it's very professional looking.
Yes.
And I didn't go crazy tight. Like I didn't really pull on it because um I like that it can not destruct and pucker the work on the other side.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Really
Yes.
nice. And that became much easier to do when it wasn't just one bead I was pulling on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
And
happy
then
with
now
this.
you see all that thread, right? That is going
Mhm.
through the beads and through the button, and there's a lot of thread there. The great thing about this bracelet and the closure is that the leather, once you put it on, the leather is gonna cover all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And you're not gonna see it anymore. And it'll also stop the button from moving, so while you're wearing it, everything's staying kind of in place.
Hmm.
This is gonna be one of my favorites. I think I might need to make myself one because I already know I made this one specifically for someone, so
Okay.
it's made to fit them. That doesn't mean I might not
Perfect
change I might
for a Christmas present.
Yeah, exactly. I've got that hat on now where everything I make has a recipient in mind,
Oh, that's sweet.
from now until the end of the year. Alright, I feel like I'm an overweaver inner. I always go a little crazy, and I think the secret reason I do that is I actually really enjoy it. I might be weird, just a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna trim that. There you go. I also
Yeah,
really like thread burning. It's super fun. Okay, check this out.
it's all done.
That is so cool. And Debbie's asking, "How would you make it wider?" Well, actually, in a pattern like this, it's super easy to make it wider. It will only take me a second to throw a pattern up for it too. But, um, in this case, you would just expand out, right? You could even do it with the same number of colors, I feel
Mhm.
like.
Yep.
Yeah, so what you would need to do though is um, the first rows of these are strung as A, B, B, C, C, C. I would just go D and then add another A. That way you could make it another 2 columns wider that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then just keep going like that. And this is one of those patterns, honestly, where I did not work from the word chart or any instructions while working it. I used rows 1 and 2 to get started. And then after that, you can see it because diagonal things kind of, when you're stitching them, they're intuitive, like what bead to pick up next, right?
Right, exactly. It's a very easy pattern, very easy.
Yeah,
And the width, being the width, the way it is, it makes for a very quick project.
yes.
You'll
Yeah.
finish it quickly.
And it did go really fast. In fact, I was able to complete this in a couple of days, and I did not work on it for the whole time. And it's easy to put on, and it's gonna stay on. Nice. Look at that.
Nice.
I like how compact that closure is. It's not like a lot
Mhm.
of times when I do a leather closure, it adds like a lot of width, and so I end up if you don't wanna have to do extra peyote stitching, that's actually a win, but I love the way this looks on. Like, it stays nice and compact when you're wearing it.
Mhm. Yep. And I think that's the flexibility, right? Because you can make the loops of the leather how big or how small you want. I mean, not how small, but you want to make sure that the bracelet is going to fit in one of the loop, but you can make it how big you want. So if that gives you flexibility.
Yeah. Yeah, it so does. Now you had some fun stuff to show, and I have one question here I wanna answer.
Oh,
So Marianne's asking, which is the best video for beginners? So, um, I'm trying to think, have we done a peyote stitch together in even count? Have we done one? I can't think of we
mm,
I
I
feel like
don't
we did
know.
for sagebrush, but it might have been 2 drops. So,
Yeah, no, that was a two drop.
yeah, Marianne, I'll send you a link. I'll send you to one, but also I could even do maybe a Monday night peyote stitch refresher because I don't have plans for my Monday this week.
Oh, perfect.
Pretty open, so, and I'm feeling better. I've had a cold, guys, so I've been a little behind the scenes here, kinda just, like, getting by, you know? But I'm coming out
Aw.
of it, and so I think that would be a nice, easy thing because I don't have to plan a project. I can just show up and show, "Hey, here's how to start this pattern." And if you want, I can't remember who asked, forgive me, I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. Someone had
Oh,
asked it was Debbie. You know what? If you want, I'll bring a pattern for Monday that's, 2
a little
columns wider.
wider. Yeah.
And then I can bring in my dreams of making an orange version.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
maybe we'll play with that. We'll get something going that has, like, a bunch of different colors and yeah.
Oh, Cindy, thank you so much. She has a very nice comment here. She
Oh,
really
yeah.
likes the bracelet and the
It's
leather
nice.
closure.
Oh, it's gonna
Thank you.
photograph so pretty too. Oh my goodness, it's gonna photograph like a dream because you can just lay that out, and these colors the camera loves these colors. So this is a really fun one. I'm sorry, guys, I'm getting spammed right now. I do not know what is going on. But, yeah, so there it is.
Let
So
me
I was gonna
switch
put,
my
I'm gonna go ahead and put your screen up really quick because you had something cool to show. Let me know if you want me to oh, you've got
yeah,
it
let
already?
me switch my camera very fast. Let me move that out of the way and this. So I have two quick things to show you guys before we end our live. But well, this is the bracelet that I think I posted on my Instagram. Just a part of it, just half of the bracelet. I'm still working on it. But this is how it's looking. And I'm really proud of it. It looks so pretty. And the colors are really, just so nice together. In this finding right here, which I really like, this is a 3-drop peyote. So there are 3 delicas for each color. And yeah, this is a work in progress. So once I finish it, I will post it, so you can see the finished bracelet. I'm not gonna say when yet, but hopefully soon.
Kimberly's so funny. She says, "My alerts are probably going nuts." Yes, it's time for Nile, so
I know. Just very quickly, let me show you this other.
Yeah, you guys this is worth it though. Hang tight.
Yes, check this out. I don't know if you can see it
That's
there.
so beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah,
I
this
just love the
is,
way you ombre the green in. When it gets to the green, it just like I love it.
thank you. And it's so, like, it has so much movement. You can't really see it right now. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna make a video of it and I'm gonna post it on my Instagram so you guys can see how flowy it is. It's really nice.
I love that. It's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm gonna make the pair too. I'll post it. Again, I'm not gonna say when, but soon.
Another one of those toggles.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I need to get you another toggle bar, I think. I can't remember if
Yeah,
I said
I think yeah, I think I only have this in maybe gold. But I mean gold goes perfect with the palette that we have. So
oh, yeah, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Cool. Aw, this is a cool comment.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's always so fun, right?
my favorite, yeah, I love that part. And Marianne says they're beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Marianne.
Yeah. So we're still working on more content, guys, for the, for the celebration mix. We're still working on getting you lots of inspiration for
Hmm.
the mix. So, any ideas that you wanna see, I will restock it. The palettes did sell out, and I am down to the last, like, handful of the mix tubes. So, this one here, I've got a few of these left, but not many. So I've only gotten one request to redo the palette though, one restock request. So get those requests into me if you do want me to restock the palette. The palette was the one where they come in these little jars. And I feel like to do carols, you would need a palette. Is that right?
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
To
Because it
make
definitely uses.
bracelet,
Oh, for that one,
you
absolutely. What about
definitely
you?
need the palette. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like your earring's on the cusp of maybe,
Let me
but
show you the earring. Here we go.
maybe.
Here we go.
There it is. But I think just to be safe,
Super
palette.
fun.
But I don't know. I mean, I feel like you could get pretty far with. But what I would do is I would take the rest of my mix after making this and take the other colors and make another one in those other three
And the
that did.
other colors. Yeah, yeah, yeah. More
You used
Christmas colors because remember this mix is super good for fall and for Christmas. So, yep.
exactly. Like, so I feel like you use these, right? Those are the ones in this one, guys.
Yes. Hmm.
But so we still have these other two. The
Yep. And out of those two that you're showing right now, in this bracelet, I use the bright red.
the bright red. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's cool. And so I just see one last question. Oh yeah. Her there would be a cool curtain for Dollhouse too. So they're asking what class did you use. So I believe you use the oval, Nun
Mhm.
Design
Yep.
like oval,
The
which I
toggle.
do
Yeah.
have in.
Right.
I apologize, I don't have lots of them in my shop, but I do have at least a few. So but you would need two, right? Because you need the little bar part.
Right. Yes, exactly. You will need to.
Two, okay.
Um,
And then use the ring for another design because that's a toggle ring is like bonus for brick stitch. You can use that anytime. So.
absolutely. Yes. Let
Right.
me see if I have
Two
one
pairs of
here to
earrings.
show. Oh, I don't have one here to show. Oh, well, this one.
I will do it. I'll restock them, guys.
I use this one. Ah, but actually, yeah, this was
Yeah,
a toggle. Right, right, right. This was a toggle, right? Or no, I can't remember, to be honest.
that one
Maybe.
was actually a custom order. I
No.
custom the stitch in finding from Terracast in 18 and 15 millimeters. So for that one was a brass ox. I did it for a Halloween project that I did like, oh my God, eons ago now. But when you do custom with them, you had to buy like the whole run.
Oh,
And it's the best thing I've ever done, but now it's all I've got left of those stitch-ins.
well,
I'm kind
here
of
we go.
wishing I really wish I'd done copper because then I'd be swimming in the copper ones. But
Copper ones. Yeah, that's a cool color.
Yeah, but I did hear Jill Wiseman's gonna bring them back.
Oh, nice.
So,
Perfect.
yeah, she's gonna bring those rings back.
All right.
When
We'll
she
be
does,
waiting.
awesome, be ready.
I
Yeah.
think.
Okay, so, guys,
Oh,
any other questions for us? I know we're keeping you oh, go ahead.
yeah, I think there is a question here. Oh, your Facebook page, Danielle.
Mhm. Yeah,
I don't know if you can put it in here.
I can. Yeah, let me type it in real quick. Or actually, I'll just go in, um I'll go and get it really quick because 'cause I've got it right here. The best way to find everything from me, guys, all my links, is if you go to daniellewicksjewelry.com and you'll see at the top there's like a bar. My Facebook is there, as is my YouTube, and all my other links are there as well. But here's my Facebook. So hopefully that works. And it's just facebook.com / Danielle Wicks Jewelry. And that answers the
Yeah.
question. Yeah, and Daily Zinc, yeah, like, so when I was sick last Thursday from when I was on Juliana's, and so I got so many great tips for stuff that, I could try taking, and I've been doing the tea with
Mm-hmm.
zinc in it. It's helping. I'm doing a lot better than I was, so
That's good.
now
Yeah.
weird still. Yeah.
Oh, hi,
Hey, Lena.
Lena.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's any other questions. I think we answered all of them.
Did we?
I think so. Thank you, Bess. And
Thanks.
thank you guys for joining us. I know that there's other events going on, so we appreciate you spending some time with us.
Yes, thank you so much. So, unless Carol, do you have anything else, or should we let them go and see everybody on
No,
Monday?
I don't have
I'll
any.
be back Monday night at 4, guys, if you wanna tune in then, 4 Pacific.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Alright, bye.
Bye.